We are going to Chris Armas's Toronto FC.
Fun.
Who is this? I don't know who this is. So I have my notes in front of me. Side note before we move on. And I must have been doing this at like 11 o'clock at night. Yeah, we're doing it really late. And I put a center back in here that looks like Zabaleta. Because I think I was watching a Man City documentary while we were doing this. And I can't remember who the center back that starts with a Z is.
I mean, I think that's got to be Zabaleta, right?
TFC.
How many other Z center backs are there? Yeah, it's got to be, right?
Yeah, but there isn't anybody who's Zavaleta.
What did you do?
I put a C instead of a V.
What?
Man, don't work on this stuff at 11 o'clock. You will lose your mind. All right, so after we edit all of that out, who we got in goal?
So I went with Alex Bono in goal.
Yep, Alex Bono, no problem there.
Yeah, however you pronounce. I can't pronounce. Whatever. Bono, Alex.
How unprofessional of you to get the pronunciation wrong.
I should just purposefully do it now, just so.
Like Adam does.
Yeah. Austin Aaron. I went with Beitashour right back.
Interesting. I went with Richie Laryea. And it is simply, I think it's recency bias because I really like the way he plays. But Beitashour was so key in that treble winning season, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think I weighed a little bit heavy on the treble season.
Which I think you have to, right? If you're talking about the best players ever.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of where this whole idea had to stem from is it the best team ever or the best individual players? Because when you put the individual players together, they might not make the best team, but it's like a FIFA mode, right? Like,
right.
What's the best rating you're going to get out of this? I'm okay with Beitashour right back. I was kind of torn between them anyway.
Honestly, I was gonna say the same thing. I'm okay with Laryea in there.
I think Beitashour.
Okay, we'll go with Beitashour.
Let's run a quick comparison here.
Laryea's got much better numbers. I don't.
What type of numbers?
Transfer Market has him at 7 goals, 11 assists in 58, and Beitashour at 6 assists, no goals in 68.
Interesting. On a side note, opening up Transfer Market, New York City FC are in the final stages of signing 18-year-old Brazilian super talent Thais Magno from Vasco da Gama.
That's pretty cool.
$8.8 million market value. Going to sign a 5-year deal and he'll probably move to City within a year.
Yeah, definitely.
He'll be the second most expensive transfer because it'll be the region of $12 million behind Brunner.
That's pretty expensive.
So
that's definitely a City sign.
He's a left 100%. Winger, though. They have no strikers, and they don't play with wingers.
They don't need strikers. They just re-signed Tati.
Yeah, until he leaves. So give me those numbers again.
7 and 11 for Richie Laryea, and 0 and 6 for Beitashour, and Beitashour had 10 more games.
I didn't realize Beitashour was not there for that long.
No, they really haven't had a right back there for that long.
Yeah, because they played with that 3 in the winger, right? And I think if you're thinking about that, if you're thinking about the way that they play, I think you have to put in Richie Laryea then.
All right, so let's go Richie Laryea.
Yeah, again, it depends on how you want the team to play, right?
I'm okay with them.
They were more successful with Beitashour, but I think that's also because they had better players around him. Hmm. I'll let you pick. I'll let you pick.
I'll say Larea.
Okay, Larea it is. Any reason other than the numbers?
I just think that he's the, and maybe this isn't a fair thing for me to say because I didn't get to watch a lot of Beta Shore. And I do think that he's a really good player, but I do think Larea is the better player.
Sure. I think in the if you're looking to frame the modern game of the way that we play, Larea fits in better than Beta Shore. I'm okay with that. Okay. Center backs, Pablo Zabaleta and Chris Mavinga.
You said Pablo Zabaleta.
Yeah, that's
Like
who we're talking about, right?
Yeah, like former Man City guy, right?
Yeah, that guy.
That guy. Oh, go ahead.
You're not allowed to say Omar Gonzalez. I'm sorry.
I didn't say Omar Gonzalez.
I'm glad because you're not allowed to say that.
But I didn't put in Zabaleta.
Okay, who'd you put in?
I went with Chris Mavinga and Drew Moore.
Okay, so the reason I don't have Drew Moore, and I completely agree, is I was
you put him on another team.
I was trying my best to keep it to one team per player. Now, some players I couldn't do.
Yeah.
There were some players you just physically could not keep out of two teams. One of them being De Rosario, because he played basically like 100 games for a bunch of teams and set a bunch of records.
Mm-hmm.
But because I have done it once, I will do it again. So if you want to, I will put Drew Moore in there, no problem.
Yeah, let's do Drew Moore.
Yeah, like I was just trying my best to keep it as separate as I could. But I did have to double dip sometimes just because you couldn't not, you know.
Yeah, if you're gonna double dip once, you might as well just go all in on it.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the reasons I had Larea over Beta Shore too, because I put Beta Shore in LAFC's team. Spoiler.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah, so, but that's fine. If we're gonna double dip, we'll double dip. That's fine. Drew Moore clearly better than Zabaleta, no problem there. Justin Moore
should be
left back.
easy. Yeah, pretty easy.
Yep. Center attacking mid, Michael Bradley playing CDM.
Of course.
That still bothers me, man. I hate how Chris Armas did that. Now this was one that I kind of I definitely skewed some numbers here to get players in.
No.
So this is why I'm glad we're doing this without Adam, because I would be crucified for what I'm about to say.
Oh God, I have a feeling I
put Osorio in center mid.
Okay.
Okay. You okay with that?
I put him on the wing, but
okay, because
I'll hear you out first.
I put Marky Delgado on the wing. I put Marky Delgado at right mid. Because I think he has like 60 games at right mid. I think he's a genuine right mid sometimes.
Okay.
I put Pozuelo at left mid. Because I put Giovinco at cam and I put Altidore at striker.
All right. Has Pozuelo played anywhere on the wing before?
I'm almost certain he had to have, right?
I mean, we could probably cheese it for that. I like the way you set up better than mine. I didn't really cheese it as much, so I left off a couple of the guys.
Okay.
Like I didn't put in Pozuelo because I couldn't figure out how to fit him in. But okay. I'm okay with, kind of like cheesing it a little bit to get him in there. So I had Bradley and Delgado in the midfield. I had Osorio on the left, and I had De Leon on the right, which I didn't like that one, but I didn't know who else to put there.
Sure. Okay. So
and then I had obviously Gio and Josie.
Okay. So
but I like yours better.
Here's what was tough for me. Mm-hmm. I had to leave out Victor Vasquez, who was critical in their treble winning season. He was phenomenal. By the way, he has played at left wing 16 times. So I'm counting. Yes, he has.
Oh, that counts.
I'm counting. It so counts.
Get him in there. That counts.
Tell me I'm wrong. He played there for Toronto for one game in 2019 and 2020.
So my question for you, I guess now is, do you want Delgado or Osorio at the right mid spot?
Delgado, because I think Osorio is a true center mid. Delgado can function more as a right mid.
Okay.
However, also, do you know Alejandro Pozuelo played for Swansea?
No, I didn't.
While they played in the Europa League with Swansea, 2013-14.
Swansea was in the Europa League.
Right? Imagine that. So here's the tough part. I left out two players that I feel really bad about. I want to see if we can fit them in. Victor Vasquez and Dwayne De Rosario.
Okay.
Now, Victor Vasquez and Dwayne De Rosario both can play on the wing. So we can kick. We would have to move. And we are so bad. Vasquez cannot play on the wing. So if we're going to have to do this, we're going to have to move somebody out wide. Or we put Dayro in there, who can play on the left, which means Pozuelo would have to go to the right, or
can Pozuelo go to the right?
Pozuelo can go to the right.
Okay,
and I really feel bad about playing Dayro out wide because he's only played there once in his life. So you would really need to kick either.
Has Gio played out on the wings before?
He had to have, right?
I don't know. I don't ever remember him playing there.
He always drifted out that way. I'm sure you could just plop him over
there. Transfer Market has him only in the center.
All right. So we're either dropping Osorio for Vasquez or we're doing nothing. That seems to be the way we're doing this.
That's tough. How much faith would you have in Michael Bradley holding it down defensively? Because Vasquez is not playing defense.
That's really fair. But like you said, with a center mid, it'll have to be a triangle with one holding. Mavinga and Moore at the prime.
So if we went with Lorea earlier because we thought he was the better player, I feel like we would have to go Vasquez here and kind of keep that theme.
Sure. I'm okay with that.
Okay, so we got
Vasquez is the better player, right?
Yeah, I mean, like talent-wise, probably not physically, but
right. So, and this is the question, right? Because you have to have some form of structure for these teams, right? Because otherwise, I'm just going to put every attacker LA Galaxy has ever bought.
11 attackers.
Yeah, pretty much. So, I am slotting him in right now to a pure number 8. Is Osorio a better number 8 than Victor Vasquez? I'm saying yes.
Yeah, I don't have enough to disagree with you.
Right, because Vasquez does not go defensive.
Yeah. And I'm not taking out Gio for Vasquez. I mean, Gio.
Not even a little bit.
Gio's probably the most rock solid player in this team.
Now, here's what we can do. Let me just double check something here. Yes, we are very, very, very prepared here at the Designated Players Podcast with arguments that definitely probably should have been researched beforehand, but here we are. History. All right, let me look at Jonathan Osorio. Jonathan can play right or left. So what we can do is put Osorio on the right, drop Vasquez into the 8, and pray.
So you would take out Marky Delgado?
Yes. Let me check something here. He has played right mid 16 times, scored 3 goals, 1 assist.
Delgado?
Osorio.
Okay.
Marky Delgado. Hold, please. He's 196 appearances for this club. God. 26. Joined in 2014. Good for him. At right mid, played 53 times, 3 goals, 3 goals, 6 assists. So he's clearly more well-versed and can act as another center mid if we need. So that brings back the question, do we put Osorio out for Vasquez? Or do we just make a new rule and make new formations and take the wingers out?
So if we're thinking about it from a team perspective, I feel like Vasquez, if you put him into the team, would be their playmaker. Because like you have really good attacking options who could also play make. But I feel like Vasquez would be your sole playmaker in this team. And he could just play out to anybody up top, Gio, Pozuelo, Josie. And if you put Osorio, you're definitely going more defensive and you're losing a bit of that creativity and attack going forward.
I almost think we need to make this team a different formation because their best players are all midfielders. They don't have good wide players. So if I'm going to fix this.
We can't change the formation. Not after all that work we just put in.
Let's think about this. Red Bull never changed their formation. They were always 4-2-3-1. We don't have to worry about that. NYC, the only thing you're going to do is add maybe Keaton Parks in the midfield. Well, we can talk about it later at the end of the episode. If I'm going to take TFC, I'm going to do it this way.
If you change Toronto, we got to change every other team that's coming down the line.
Possibly.
I don't know enough about like Chicago to change that formation.
That's right. We'll work on it.
Ugh.
So if I'm going to make this really quick into a 4-4-2 diamond. Backline stays the same. Giovinco goes back up top. Vasquez and Osorio slide into the midfield with Pozuelo at the cam. Now, you're looking at a much more structurally sound team with all their best players in there, and probably in the better positions, aren't they? Right? You're not trying to slide Jonathan Osorio at right mid. This is a better team than what we were about to put out.
I'll let you decide if you want to do this, but then I feel like we gotta have the same rule for the other teams too. We do.
If we need to change the team shape, we change the team shape.
Oh, this is going to be an 8-hour episode.
No, you're going to edit it. It's going to be great.
Oh.
And you know what? We could do like a quarter of it if we have to.
Okay, so we got Bradley's at the DM, Vasquez and Osorio.
And that way Vasquez can naturally drift higher and Osorio drop in a little bit more. Pozuelo at the cam, Gio and Altidore up top.